So good morning, everyone. I'm audible to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm audible to
Yes,
you.
sir.
Okay, thanks for your confirmation. So before I start the session, I'll just like to remind you all people, please keep your mics in mute position. Kadir,
Ah,
just please keep your mics in mute position, everybody, because it will disturb everybody, including yourself. I repeat, Kadir, can you just keep your mics in mute position? So if you need to say anything, please write it in the chat box. I'll reply you. So my voice is audible to everyone. Can you able
ah,
to hear it
yes, sir.
properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll start the session. See, once again, it's Khadir. Just keep your mics no mute position. It will disturb everybody, including you. Why you are unmuting your mic, Khadir? I hope you will understand. Okay, we'll start the session. So before I start the session, I'll just remind you this course, which is about see, I can do it, but it will be good if you keep your mics by yourself in mute position. Okay. So I'll just remind you this course, which is MCSE with Linux, is about 1 month course. During this 1 month course, we will be focusing mainly on the operating system. So we are going to discuss through this course two operating system, the MCSE course with the Windows Server operating system, and the Linux course will be discussing with the RHL7 operating system. So this course has been designed to make us work like a system administrator. So once we are done with this course, we will be eligible to work like a system administrator. So this course is about 1 month in which we are going to focus on the topics which will help to work like a administrator, system administrator. So what are the day-to-day routine work as administrator we need to do? All those topics we are going to cover in this 1 month course. Okay. So once you are done with this course, you will be expected to work like a system administrator. So before I start the session, I'll just go through the topics which we are going to discuss through this MCSE. So first we'll be starting the MCSE. In the last week, we'll be discussing the basics of the Linux administration, fundamentals and the basics of the Linux administration. But our main focus will be on the MCSE, through which we will be working on domain model. What do you mean by domain model? Yes, any idea, anyone? What do you mean by domain model? So this MCSE course is designed on the domain model. What do you mean by domain model? All the companies will work only on the domain model. So any idea, anybody? If you know, you please write it in the chat box. Please don't unmute your mic when I'm asking you anything. If you know the answer, please write it in the chat box. Yes. Please don't unmute your mics. Keep your mics in mute position. Yes. Anybody knows what is meant by domain model? Yes. Any idea, anyone? So this course, MCS, is designed purely on the domain model. Domain model means no, 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 not online. So domain model means, in simple word, you can say it is a centralized model. Centralized model means from one machine, we can able to control and manage all the users and machine. So as an administrator, you will be sitting on one machine. That machine you need to make as a server, which is called domain server, Karthik, yes. So how to make this a domain server? It will not be becoming automatically. So as admin, we need to make. So that we will be discussing how to make our machine as a domain server, which is called in simple word DC. DC means domain controller, which is a server. So once we configure the domain controller, we can able to control and manage all the users by sitting from that DC machine. Okay. So in all the companies, the environment will be domain model. So to make this network domain model, what is the most important service in the MCSE? Yes, any idea, anyone? So the most important topic in this MCSE course, through which we will be making our domain model and controlling all the users and computer. So what is that service? Any idea? So the core of this MCSE course is which service? Through which we will make our network centralized, which we can say as a domain model. So by using that service, we can control and manage all the users and computer. So any idea what is that service is called here? If you know that service name, please write it. Anybody? No idea? Okay, I'll tell you. So the most important service. No. That is not correct. Access is not correct, Karthik. So that service through which we will make our network centralized, so that by sitting on the domain controller server, we can control and manage all the users. So to make our domain controller server, we need to use or install a domain service, which is called the ADDS. So what is the most important topic in this MCSE course through which we will make our network centralized? That service name is domain service, and that service is referred with the name called ADDS. What is that service name? ADDS. So the full form of ADDS is Active Directory Domain Service. Yes. So before I uh, go with the topic what we are going to discuss in MCSE. So you can see here, this course MCSE is designed in such a way that anybody from any background can able to understand this course, because we divided this MCSE course into 3 parts. So in the first part of this MCSE course, we will be focusing on understanding the fundamentals, is all the basic things like what is network, what is networking, how many types of networks are there, what is IP address, how many types of IP versions are there, how many classes are there in the IP address, and how to assign the IP address. Then after that, how many types of networks we have, then how to design the network, that is called topology. So this will be the first part of our course. So first 3 days, we will be discussing about the fundamentals. All the fundamentals, so that everybody from any stream, whether you are from the commerce background, engineering background, or any other background, you can able to understand this course quite easily. Then our first part of our this course will be basics, all fundamental things. So I repeat, those fundamental things will starting today, like what is network, what is networking, how many types of networks are there, what is IP address, how to assign the IP address, how many classes are there, how many versions are there. Then next, we'll be discussing how to design the network. So that will be the first part of our course. In the second part, once we design the network, so this topic, what you have written, Pankaj, it is not included there. It has been not discussed here. So I'll show you what are the topics we are going to cover. Please wait. The next, once we design the network, the most important part of our course is designing of the network. Once it is done, the most important challenge as an administrator or our work will be day to day is managing the network. So to manage the network in easy and simple way, first we need to make our network centralized. So how we will make our network centralized? For that, we need to use a domain service with a name called ADDS, Active Directory Domain Service. Active Directory Domain Service, which is called ADDS. So you can see here. So our work as an administrator will be, most important work will be So if you got a job in startup company, you have to design the network. If it is already established company, you need to manage the network. So we'll be starting from the fundamental, like what is network, what is networking, how many types of network, how to design it. Then once we design the network, to manage the network in a simple and easy way, we need to make our network centralized. For that, we need to use a domain service called ADDS, which stands for Active Directory Domain Service. So the machine in which you have installed this ADDS service has to be made as a server. How to do that? All these practicals we'll be doing. I'm just giving you the overview. Then once you install this ADDS service in which machine, that machine has to be made as a server. So that server is called as here DC. DC means domain controller. So once you created the domain controller, we will be creating the domain user. Domain user means the user will be created from the server and that user will log in from any machine. So in the real time, how you will be working through this domain model only. So the admin will create the user's account. So suppose you got a job as a normal person or a normal user. So admin will be creating your account in the server, and in the company, whichever machine is free or whichever machine is empty, you can log in from that. Any user can log in from any machine. So that is possible when your network is domain network, and your user account is created as a domain user. So domain user can log in from any machine, but the domain user will be created as a domain user will be created in the DC machine. So you want to work like a normal person or an administrator. So this course is designed to make us work like a domain administrator. So once we design the network and make our machine as a domain controller, whoever the employees are joining the company. So if you are an administrator, your job will be creating the user account. Which type of user account you will be creating? Domain user account. So we'll be discussing how to create a domain user so that that user can log in from any machine. Then after that, we'll be also discussing another important work, routine work as an administrator is we need to make sure that Gautam, you are not able to hear me. So all of you just please wait. So please wait. I need to inform to the Gautam. If he's not able to hear means he need to log out and re-log in. So he might be not able to hear me. So I'm just writing him the message. So just a minute. So I'm just writing the message to him to log out and re-log in so that he can get the audio. Okay. Okay. So now, so we will be creating as administrator domain user account. So we'll be discussing how to create a domain user. Then another important work as administrator we need to make sure is that we need to protect the company data. So how we will be protecting the company data? By applying the permission, as well as we need to share the data among the employees. So that also will be done with the help of permission. So we have two types of permission: security level permission, which is used to apply the security to the company data, and whatever data need to be shared among the users, that will be shared by using share level permission through the share folder. So how we will do the sharing of the data in Windows? Through the share folder. So that we will be discussing how to create a share folder and how to share the data along with how to protect the data. Then the users are the employees who are working for the company. So their data also has to be protected. So that can be done by using profile. So we will be discussing two types of profile: local and roaming profile. Then when uh, when we need to give the same permission to multiple user, we need to create what? Group. So how to create a group, how to add the users into the group, and how to apply the permission on the group, that also we will be discussing. Then the users will be working in the department. So how to create the department? For that, we have a concept called OU, organizational unit. How to add the users into a respective department. That will be done with the OU concept. Then every company will have their own policies. Profile. Profile means what? How the user's data will be protected. One user should not see other user data. So that can be done by using profile, local profile and roaming profile. So I'm just telling you the topic, how to do this. We'll be discussing one day, one particular topic. Okay. Then every company will have their own policies. So it is our job as an administrator to apply the company's policies. So the company's policies can be implemented on the employees or the user by using group policies. So for 2 days, we will be discussing group policies, how to implement the company policies on user with the help of the group policy. Then our job is never finished unless until we need to make sure that company data is never lost. So how we will prevent the company data loss? By taking the backup. So we'll be discussing also how to take the backup. Then the last part of our course will be, as an administrator, we need to know how to configure the servers. Server means which provides services. Like you have 100 machines in your company. So who can assign the IP address on the machine? Only admin. So will you go to each machine and assign the IP? No. So in that case, in one of the machine, we need to configure one server. That server is called DHCP server. What is that? DHCP server. So every company need to maintain this server. So we'll be discussing how to configure the DHCP server, so that once we configure this DHCP server, all the client will get the IP address dynamically. Dynamically means automatically through the DHCP server. So server means which provides service. So what is the service the DHCP will provide? It will assign the IP address to all the client. Then we will be discussing for 2 days DNS server, which is a name resolution service, which resolve name into IP. So how we are able to access the machines or server by name, or how we are accessing the website by name? With the help of the DNS server. Then to deploy the to deploy the operating system in multiple machine and install the OS through the network method. For that, we need to configure WDS server, Windows Deployment Server. So that also we'll be discussing. Then nowadays, every company will have their own website. So it is whose job to host the website? Administrator. So as an administrator, how we can host the website? So in Windows, we have a service called IIS, Internet Information Service, through which how we can host the website, that we'll be discussing. Then one of the important technology which has been used nowadays is the virtualization. So in virtualization means using one physical machine, we can install multiple virtual machines and install different OS in different machine. So we have inbuilt application in Windows called hypervisor. Like people are using mostly VMware. Similar to VMware, we have hypervisor, through which on a single physical machine, we can create multiple virtual machine. On that virtual machine, we can install different OS as per our requirement. And how the people are logging from home? With the help of the VPN server, virtual private network. So how we can configure the VPN server? So that is also we'll be discussing. So this is our content. These are the total content which we are going to cover or discuss through this course. So these topics will be covered in this course based on our day-wise schedule. So this overall content we will be discussing through this MCSE course according to this days-wise schedule. So first, a few days, we'll be discussing the basics, like I told you, networking, types of networks, okay, how to install the, so this course, MCSE, is based on completely domain model. So this domain model is being designed using the 2012 and 2016 server operating system. So today we will be discussing how to install this 2012 or 16 server operating system. Then we'll be discussing IP addressing, next day, that is tomorrow. Then after that, we'll be discussing the types of topology like star topology, workgroup model, domain model. Then we will be making our machine as a domain controller by installing the ADDS service. Then we will be discussing how to join the machine into the domain and create the domain user so that any user can log in from any machine. So that we'll be discussing in client and member server. Then to protect the company data and to share the data among the employees, we will be applying permissions. So I told you how many types of permission we'll be discussing. Two types: security level permission to protect the data, share level permission to share the data using share folder. Then how to protect the employees data where one user should not see other user data by using profile. Then how to create or how to add the users based on the department and give some of the administrator privilege to other user to reduce the workload of administrator. We can give some of the, not all, some of the small or routine work to the other user. So that is being done using delegation control through the OU. OU stands for organizational unit. After this, we will be discussing. So here I said in this course, MCSE, the most important topic is ADDS. So out of this, we have 5 days for ADDS. So how many sessions you can see here? In the first class of Active Directory, we'll be discussing what is ADDS, how to install it and make the domain controller. Then in the second class of the Active Directory, you can see here 5 sessions are there of Active Directory. AD means Active Directory. So in the second class of Active Directory, we will be discussing the structure of the Active Directory. So the structure of Active Directory consists of domain, tree and forest. What all this we'll be discussing in detail. I'm just giving you the overview. So don't get confused. All these things, how it will be told in one day. I'm just telling you what are the topics which we are going to cover in this MCSE course. Are you understanding me? So how to do everything? We will be having every day one session with practical. So in the second class, we'll be discussing the structure of the Active Directory, which consists of domain, tree and forest. So what is domain, what is tree, what is forest? All those things we'll discuss with the practical. Then in the third class, we'll be discussing the roles of Active Directory. So in the companies, the backup of DC will be created, which is called ADC. Because the most important machine in domain model is DC. If the DC get failed, everything will be lost. So to avoid, our complete network will be down. So to avoid that, the backup of DC will be configured as ADC. So how to configure the backup server of DC, which is called ADC, also we'll be discussing. And what is the difference between DC and ADC will be discussed in third class of the Active Directory. Then I told you group policy means how to achieve or implement the policies of the company. So that will be done by using the group policies. So for 2 days, we'll be discussing the group policies. After that, the fourth class of Active Directory will be discussing how to create a trust between two different forests. What is forest? We'll be discussing. Then in the fifth class of Active Directory, we'll be discussing about the global catalog and sites. What is GC, global catalog, what is sites, we'll be discussing that. Then we will start the configuration of fundamental basic servers, like I told you, DHCP server, through which the IP to the client or the users will be assigned automatically. Automatically never happen automatically. For that, we need to configure the DHCP server. So what is DHCP? How to configure? We'll be discussing one day completely. Then DNS is a big concept. So we'll be discussing for 2 days. DNS. What is DNS? How it will resolve the name into IP. What it is consist of. How to configure. This will be discussing in DNS. Then to host the website, we'll be using IIS. So one complete day we'll be discussing how to host the website using IIS. Then to deploy or install the OS through the network method. So suppose if you got a job in startup company, so first thing you have to do in the brand new machine is install the OS. So if you use a DVD, insert the DVD in one machine and install the OS. It will take a lot of time. So what we can do in one machine, we can configure WDS server. And through this WDS server, we can deploy the OS in multiple machines simultaneously. So that is possible through WDS server. So we will be discussing how to configure the WDS server. Then after that, using the hypervisor, how we can create the virtual machine, we'll be discussing one day. Then we're discussing how to configure the VPN server using the RAS with routing. So this RAS with routing is our configuration of VPN server. Then we'll be discussing under the storage management, what is partition, how to create it, and in the real time, if one of the hard disks get failed, we should not lose the data. For that, we will be storing the data in multiple hard disks by using the RAID. So what is RAID? How the RAID is configured using the software RAID will be discussed in storage management. Then finally, we will be discussing how to take the backup of the data by using Windows Server backup service, backup and recover. So these are the total topic. Live setup means in the offline we used to configure, not now, earlier. Just all these server, whatever we discussed, DHCP in one machine, DNS in one machine, IIS in one machine, and as a user accessing it. So now, these are the total content or the topics which we are going to discuss in this MCSE course. And after this, in the last week, we will be also discussing about the fundamentals of the Linux operating system. So once you're done with this course, you will be eligible to work like a system administrator. So this course, MCSE, is purely designed on the industry environment. So we'll be completely working on the domain model. Domain model means centralized model, because every company will work on centralized model. Because what is the advantage with that? From a single machine, we can control and manage all the users, which make administration. Administration means managing our network simple and easier. So this course, MCS, is completely designed on domain model using the 2012 and 2016 server operating system. So I hope you understood what are the topics which we are going to cover through this MCSE course. Is it okay? Fine? Understood? So I told him to keep the, I'll just check it out because his mic might be unmuted. So I'll just check it. Abdul, can you just keep your mic in mute position? It is disturbing others. Please understand, you are all mature people, grown up people. Now, is it okay? I think, are you getting any background noise? Okay, no. So please, like this, everybody will get disturbed. So all of you, please try to keep your mics in mute position. Okay. So did everybody understood what are the topics we are going to cover through this MCSE course? And once you are done this course, you will be eligible to work like a what? System administrator. Okay. So this course is designed in a domain model using the service ADDS, Active Directory Domain Service. And this MCSE course will be doing through the server operating system 2012 and 16. So up to this, if you have any doubt, you can write it in the chat box. I'll reply you. No, if it is fine means we'll start the topic. So is it understood to everybody? Okay, fine. So one of the advantage of this online session is that you will be getting the recording of the everyday session. So once the session is completed, immediately will not get a session, because it has to be come from the recording session has to come from the Cisco WebEx. So it will take some hours. So I'm telling you maximum, like maybe around afternoon time, you will get the recording every day. So for that, we need your information. So I'll give you one link on your chat box. So all of you, please fill up your detail and submit it so that we can be, or we will able to send you the recording onto your mail ID every day. Okay. So just a minute. I'm providing you one link. I'm providing you one link on your chat box. So just click on that link and fill up your detail. After filling all your detail, submit it so that the recording will be sent to you. So just a minute. I'm sending you the link on your chat box. So this is the link. So all of you, like here, just click on this link like I'm doing. Then click on continue. Then you'll be getting one form. So just fill up this form, give your detail like your name, your mail ID compulsory, your WhatsApp number, then the counselor name with who has approached you. If these names are not there, you can just click the others. Then here you can say you are attending today this session after making the payment. If you made the payment, you select this. No, you are attending as a demo, you attend this. Then go to the next page, give the further detail and submit it. Okay. So I cannot go to the next because I did not fill up the detail. So I'll wait for a few minutes. All of you please do this. And once you are done with this, we'll start the first topic. That is what is network. So we'll start from the scratch, from the basics, so that everybody can understand from any background. So I'll just wait for a few minutes. All of you please go through this form, give your detail and submit it. Once it is done, we will start the topic. Okay, you have completed. Okay, fine. Just we'll wait for one more minute so that let everybody finish it. I'll wait for one more minute so that everybody finish it. So no, this will be sent to the our other team who will be sending you the recording. So I cannot access this. Other team will be there. Akash, other team will be there. So they will be getting those information and they will be sending you the everyday recording. Okay, fine. So if everybody done, shall we start the first topic? Okay. So whatever the slide I'm showing you, so that also you can get it. So for that, what you have to do is that you need to download our app from the Play Store, Zoom Technologies, registered on that app by giving your detail. Then you can see the slide in only read format. You cannot download it. So if you are getting any problem from that app, you just inform me so that I can update to my team. So they'll look after that. And meanwhile, there is another option is also there. They have designed one more or created one more link. If any problem is there from the app, you just inform me so that I'll inform to them and I'll take the link from them, another link. So from that other link also you can access that slide. Okay. And whenever we are taking any topic, whichever point you feel important to you, you just can take a snapshot of the slide from your mobile. Okay. So how to log in into that app? First you download the app. Like generally how we will do the apps. Just go to the Play Store, download the Zoom Technologies app. So that app contain some form. Fill up that and submit it. Okay. There is nothing is there in that form. So just download that form. Sorry, not download the form. Just download that our app and try to move towards that. I think it will ask some detail. You give that just a detail. Then you can able to open that slides. Login ID means once you are registered, you will be getting one ID, no Zoom ID. With that, you can do it. Okay, Pankaj. Without any detail, can you able to see, access the slides? Ahmed. Okay, then you are lucky. Fine. Okay. So can I start now then? Shall I start? Okay. So first of all, you should be knowing this course MCSE abbreviation. So how many of you are aware about the MCSE? MCSE stands for what? Yes, anyone? The abbreviation for MCSE. If you know the answer, please write it in the chat box. MCSE abbreviation. Very nice. Very nice, Jyoti. Yes, that is the answer. So others also, those who are not aware, you can note it down. The MCSE abbreviation, or it stands for Microsoft Certified Solution Expert. So what is the abbreviation for MCSE? Microsoft Certified Solution Expert. So this course is completely designed on domain model using the server operating system. So which server operating system we'll be using for this course? So remember, MCSE course is completely designed on domain model. Domain model means I already told you centralized. And this course is designed on domain model and we'll be discussing this course using the server 2000. One second, one second. So we'll be discussing this course MCSE, which is based on domain model using the server 2012. We can use this 2016 also, server operating system. So why we are discussing this means we can easily work on with the 12 and 16, we can easily work on 8 also. Easily we can work on 8 and 19 also. So mostly whatever topics we are going to discuss through this, the 19 is still not stable. Whenever any new come, it is not stable. It will take some time. So and mostly it is related with cloud. But as for the system administration part, everything will be similar in 12 and 16. Exactly. So that we can easily work on 8 also as well as in 19. So we'll be discussing this course using the 2012 R2, which is a very good OS so that you can easily work on 8, 16. So we'll be using the 2012 R2 service pack, which is in between the 2012 and 16, so that you can easily work on 8, 12 as well as 16. Okay. So now let me start with the first point. So we'll start with what? Network. So what is meant by network? Yes, network means what? Interconnection of devices. Interconnection of devices is called as network. Interconnection of devices is called as network. Suppose I have taken here minimum in the network. How many machines you should have? Minimum 2 machines. Maximum there is no limit. So minimum I'm having, suppose here 2 machines. I'm having here 2 machines. So let me call this as a system 1. This is system 2. Now you tell me, these 2 machines are in network or they are not in the network. So when I'm asking anything, please don't unmute your mic. Just write it in the chat box. Yes. So I got most of the people answer yes. So you are quite correct. It means you have some idea. So if you keep these 2 machines like this, these are 2 machines, but they are not being connected. So they are not in the network. So network means once we connect them, then they will become the part of the network. So that is the definition. Network is a interconnection of devices. So when we connect them, the devices, then only it will become the network. So now these are 2 different individual machines. So now every machine will have one LAN card. So if I take one cable and connect these 2 machines with the help of the cable, now what you will call these 2 machines? Now these 2 machines are in the network or it is not in the network? Yes, now they are in the network because we have connected them. So how we will connect them? Using some medium. That medium can be Wi-Fi or that medium can be cable. Yes, that medium can be Wi-Fi also. Yes. So now what is meant by network? Network means once the devices are connected, interconnection of devices is called network. But network is created for what purpose? Networking. What is meant by networking? Yes, networking means enabling the communication. Networking means enabling the communication between the devices which are connected. So networking means enabling the communication. So networking is enabling 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 the communication between the connected devices. Now we have connected these devices. So will they communicate with each other now? These 2 machines will communicate. Will they communicate with each other? So I'm getting most of the answers as what? So we have connected them. Now will they communicate with each other? So enabling the communication between the devices. Why they should communicate? Why the network is created? For networking. Networking means enabling the communication between the devices. For what purpose? For sharing. For sharing the Resources. Resources means our data, our company data. And services. Now, will they communicate? For communication, you doesn't require the permission. For sharing, you require the permission. So once I connected these two machines now, like these two machines have connected with the cable. Now, will they communicate? Will they communicate with each other? The answer is no, it will not communicate. I think only one or two people have written no, others have written yes. So why they will not communicate? So please remember, whenever you want a communication between the devices which you are connected, you require two types of connectivity. How many types of connectivity is required for communication? When you want the communication between the devices, two types of connectivity should be there. What is that? Physical connectivity. Physical connectivity. And what is the other one? Yes, the other one is called logical connectivity. Not wireless. Not wireless. Physical connectivity and logical connectivity. Physical connectivity. Physical connectivity is provided by using the media. That media can be guided or unguided, like cable or Wi-Fi. So physical connectivity is provided by using some media. That media can be Wi-Fi or cable. And logical connectivity is provided by using what? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Logical connectivity is provided by using what? Yes, Pankaj, you have written protocol. No, that is not the answer. Yes, Karthik and Jyoti is right. Very nice. So logical connectivity is provided by using the IP address. Yes. So IP stands for? IP stands for? Yes, anybody? Because we use this word very often. No, IP, IP. IP stands for Internet Protocol. Very nice, Karthik, Syed Murtaza. Yes, Pankaj, KK, Jyoti, everybody. Very nice. So please, like this, you please respond. Whenever you know something, if you don't know also, if you want to write some answer, you write it. There is nothing wrong in writing. If it is wrong or right, that is not a problem. But most important thing, you should be involved in the class, attentive. So that will benefit you. Okay, very nice. Okay, fine. So now you tell me, here we have connected the cable, but IP is not there. So will they communicate with each other? Now tell me, will it communicate? No. So now this type of questions will be asked to you in interviews just to confuse you. Now, when you want the communication between the devices, how many types of connectivity is required? If somebody asks you, what you will say? How many types of connectivity is required? Two types. What are they? Physical and logical. Now they will put you in some spot of bother by asking this question. Now, according to you, which connectivity is more important, physical or logical? Now, somebody is asking you this question. What your answer will be? I repeat my question. So, for communication, we require two types of connectivity, physical and logical. So, out of this, physical connectivity is more important or logical connectivity is more important? Which one is more important? So, listen to my question. I repeat. Which connectivity is more important, physical or logical? What your answer will be? So some smart people are writing smart answer. Okay. So I'm saying all your answers. So most of the people have written, some persons have written logical, some persons have written physical, some smart people have written both. But my question was, out of physical and logical, which one is more important? So still, if you want to change your answer, you can change it. Which one is more important, physical or logical? Now, most of the people are writing logical, but still few people are writing both. And the correct answer is both. Karthik, you have not changed your answer. It is right. Jyoti also right. Yes, both are important. Sometimes Sometimes people will try to confuse you and check your confidence, whether you will change your answer or not. So when you are confident that your first answer was correct, when you are not confident, I don't know. But when you are confident, and then don't change your answer. Don't change your answer when you are confident. When you don't know, you are 50-50, at that time you may change it. But when you are confident, don't change your answer. So the correct answer is both are equally important. Both are equally important because if I connected the cable and not provided the IP address, will it communicate? No. Now I'll give the IP address. Now I'll give the IP address. Now I have given some IP. Now I remove the cable. Now there is no cable. Will it communicate? Now IP is there. There is no Wi-Fi, no cable. Will it communicate? No. So here, which one is more important? Now I connected the cable back. Now which one is important? Physical connectivity or logical? Which one is important here? Physical or logical? So did you got your answer now? Still somebody is writing physical. No, no, no. Both are important. Both are equally important. If one of them is missing, either IP is not there or the physical connectivity through cable or Wi-Fi is not there. It will never communicate. Both has to be there. Are you following? So when somebody asks you, physical connectivity is important or logical, what your answer should be? Both are equally important because both are dependent on each other. If one is missing, the communication will not take place. Either cable is missing or Wi-Fi is missing. IP is there, but Wi-Fi or cable is not there. It will not communicate. Wi-Fi and cable is there, but IP is not there. It will not communicate. So both are equally important. I hope you are understanding. Yes, both are needed. So to remember in a simple way, just I'm giving you an example. Don't laugh. So suppose if you are a normal person and you are walking normally, so you will use more your left leg or right leg when you are walking normally. You use your left leg more or right leg or both equally. Understood? No, both are important for normal walking. So same way for communication between the devices, you need both. Both are equally important. Both are dependent on each other, physical and logical. So I hope you understood this point. So if you understood this, we'll move to the next topic. Okay, so please remember this. Both are equally important. Now, if you want, you can take a snapshot of this, or otherwise you will be getting the recording session also. So shall I wait or can I go to the next slide? Okay, I'm going to the next one. Okay, so now if you have more than two devices, you can connect with the cable. But now I have 4 machines. In the company, you will not have 2 machines. You will have many machines. Now, example, if you have more than 2 machines, how you will connect it? Through Wi-Fi. If Wi-Fi is not there, yes, yes, Pankaj is right. Pankaj is right. Karthik, only logical connectivity if you give, it will never communicate. Physical also you have to do. So some people are giving correct answer like Jyoti, Karthik, they have given. We have to use some device. So when it is 2 device, we can directly connect them by using the cable. But if it is more than 2 device, we cannot connect them directly. Because network means what? Connecting the devices. So first we need to connect it physically. Then IP address should be given. Then they will communicate. So first you need to connect it. So to connect the devices, we required some device. So the device is, yes, switch. Somebody has written hub. But are we using the hub now? Yes, earlier we were using, but now are we using the hub? No. So to connect the devices, when it is more than 2 devices, we need to use one device that is called switch. So earlier, before the switch, the people were using hub, but now they are not using. So to connect more than 2 devices, we can use either the hub or switch. But which is better? Which one is better? Switch is better or hub is better? Switch is better. Why the switch is better? Why switch is better? We will discuss in the next slide. And if the devices are in different network, if the devices are in different network and at different places, so you need one more device to connect them. What is that? If the devices are at different places and in different network and they need to share each other data, so we need one more device. What is that device? Very nice, router. Very nice, router. So now we will discuss about these three things first. What is hub, switch and router? What is the difference? So to connect our device, we will use hub or switch. Switch is better. Why switch is better? We'll discuss. But when the devices are in different network and in a different place, we need to use one more additional device. One more additional device. That device is called router. So now we will discuss about the difference between hub, switch and router. Yes. Okay, fine. So already some people are writing very nice answer. Switch is called intelligent device. Yes. So why it is called intelligent device, we'll discuss now. So shall I move to the next slide? Yes, can I move to the next slide? Okay, fine. So now here you can find the difference between router, switch and hub. So before that we should know these two terms. What is these two terms? NIC card. You know, have you heard about the NIC card? So NIC card stands for Network Interface Card, NIC, which is also called as LAN card or Ethernet card. So where we will assign the IP address on the machine? On the LAN card. So every machine will have, whether it is a laptop, desktop, any machine, every machine will have one card. That card is called NIC card, which is also called LAN card or Ethernet card, on which we will assign the IP address. So NIC card, which is called LAN card or Ethernet card. On that LAN card or Ethernet card, you will have one address. So before you give the IP address on that LAN card or on the NIC card, you will have one address. What you will call that address? Yes, any idea? On the LAN card, you will have one address. What is that address called? Yes, MAC address. What is the full form? So what is the full form of NIC? In Network Interface Card, which is also called Ethernet card or LAN card. So on that LAN card, you will have one address. So that address is called MAC address. So what is a MAC address? What is the abbreviation for MAC address? Media Access Control. So MAC address is a unique number. It is a unique identified number which has been given by the vendor or the manufacturer. Suppose I purchase the Dell laptop. On the Dell laptop or Dell desktop, I'll have one LAN card. On that LAN card, I will have one address, which is called MAC address. MAC address is also called as permanent address or physical address, because this address cannot be changed. So it is called physical address also or permanent address also, because this address is given by the manufacturer. This address will be given by the manufacturer, and this address we cannot change. So this is the example of the MAC address, which is in the combination of hexadecimal. Hexadecimal means decimal numbers 0 to 9, and hexadecimal means up to F. Yes, 16 digit number, hexadecimal. That is from 0 to F. Yes. 9 is 9. 10 is written as what? A. 11 B. 13 C. Yes. So that is called hexadecimal. So please remember, on every LAN card, we will have one address that is called MAC address. So what is the use of this MAC address? What is the use of the MAC address? So please remember, MAC address is used to identify the device. MAC address is used to identify the device. So when we are communicating between the devices, so the devices is identified, is to identify the devices. Devices means our systems, our machines. So machines are identified when one machine is communicating with other machine. So it will identify, the devices are identified with the help of the MAC address, and the communication takes place through IP address. That location, how do you know it? So for that you should know types of networks. So please wait for that. We'll be discussing that also. So to identify the device should be known. So the device, where it is kept, so that comes under types of networks. That also we'll be discussing. Where the device is kept. That is also important, but that will be comes under types of networks. Okay. So please remember, MAC address is used to identify the device, whereas IP address is used for communication. So once the devices are connected, the communication takes place through whereas the communication takes place through provided that devices are connected. So please remember this. So every LAN card will have one NIC card. On the NIC card, we will have one address which is called MAC address, which is used to identify the devices, and the communication takes place through IP address. Now we will discuss about difference between router, switch and hub. Okay, can I go to the next slide? Okay, now see here, first hub. Hub means it is a device which is called network connecting device. By using that, we can connect the devices. So to connect more than two devices, we can use what? Hub. But why people are not using the hub? Because when we connect the devices with the hub, what is the drawback in the hub? The hub will always do the broadcasting. What do you mean by broadcasting? Hub always does the broadcasting. What is mean by broadcasting? Broadcasting means sending to all. Broadcasting means sending to all. That is called broadcasting. Sending to all. Yes. But if you connect the same devices with the help of the switch, what the switch will do? First time it will send to all. That is called flooding. But next time onwards it will do unicast. Unicast means 1 to 1. Unicast means 1 to 1. Yes. Yes, between 1 to 1. So now the router means what? When the devices are at different places and they are in different networks, then compulsory we need to use what? A device called router. So router will enable the communication between different devices which are present in different location. When the devices are in same network, we don't need the router. But when they are in different network and at different places, compulsory, along with the switch, we need to use a router. We will discuss the example. Just wait. First, these definitions. Then after that, we'll see the example in the next slide. So Once you have noted down this, please tell me. We'll move to the next slide where we will discuss the example. What is the problem in hub? What is the advantage in switch when we will use the router? Okay, I'll wait. No problem. Yes, today you are having router with switch also, or switch with the router. That is called layer 3 devices. Combination of both will be present, but it will be expensive. Yes, can I go to the next one now? Okay, now we will see first what is the problem in the hub. So suppose all these devices, for simplicity, we have taken here 4 devices. So now 4 devices are connected to each other through the hub. And now one of the users sitting on the computer 1 sending the data to the user who was sitting in the computer 4. So here the scenario is written. The user sitting on the computer 1 sending the data to computer 4, and the devices are connected with the hub. Now what happens, you see, Akash, you said no real-time examples here. So when you are working in the company, the multiple machines will be there, and one user need to send the data to other user. Okay, now he's sending the data. Now these machines are connected with hub. So what the hub will do always? So it will send the data to all. Now simultaneously, so suppose the user 2 is sending the data to the user 3. So what will happen? Now this packet will be also sent to all. So unnecessary, what will happen? Network trafficking will take place. So the network will become, now user 2 is sending the data to user 3. So this also will be sent to all. So unnecessary, when everybody moves on the same road, what happens? Everybody coming in same direction, in all direction to one place. What will happen? Network congestion, yes, traffic. So now what will happen? With this, the network will become slow, because every time it will does broadcasting. So that's why now people are using the hub. Are you understanding? Now say suppose once the user 4 receive the data, the user 4 is replying the data to user 1 or computer 1. Again, what it will do? It will send to all. At the same time, the other user is sending the data to other. Again, the traffic will take place. The network will become slow. So that's why nobody is using the hub. So did you understood now, Akash? Because you asked the example. Did you got this clarity? Okay, others also? Okay, fine. So that's why we are not using the hub. Now, if the same devices are connected with the switch, now same scenario. Now these devices are connected with what? Switch. You can see here it is written switch. Now same scenario. User 1 sitting on computer 1 sending the data to the user 4 who is sitting on computer 4. So what will happen now through the switch? You see here. Now he's sending the data. So now first time when we send the data, it doesn't know the computer 4. So what it will do? First, from which machine the data came, the switch will maintain one table. That table is called MAC address table. So it will note down the MAC address. Every machine will have one LAN card. So from which machine this request came or data came to be sent to the computer 4. So it will note down the MAC address. Now the MAC address of the system 1 is known, and it will maintain. Why the switch is called intelligent device? Because it is maintaining one table. That table is called MAC address table. where it will note down the MAC address of all the devices. Now, now it doesn't know the MAC address of the computer 4. So what it will do? It will send the data to all first time, and it will collect the MAC address of all the devices. Now, next time, when any other user sending the data to other user, now here, who is sending the data? Computer 4 to computer 1. Now, what will happen here? Simultaneously, computer 2 to computer 3. So it will note down the computer 4 MAC address, and it knows the MAC address of the computer 1. So now it will send the packet only to the computer 1, and simultaneously user 2 is sending to user 3. So it will send to user 3 only. So now network traffic will take place? No. So is there any chance of the network congestion, or the network getting slow, or the packet getting collided and data loss? No. So now you tell me, which is the better to connect the device? Which one is better? Switch or the hub? Which is better? Yes? Agreed everybody? So understood the first point? The difference between hub and switch? Yes. But now, so suppose one machine is in one network. One machine is in one network. Let's say suppose this machine is in one network, 10 dot network. And this machine is in other networks, so suppose 20 dot. So they can able to share the data? No. So we need to connect one more device, that is called, between these two devices, we need to take one router and connect it to the switch. Yes. So now here the example. So when the devices are at different places and they are in different network. So here some devices are in India, some other in US. They are at different places and they are in different network. This is LAN 1, this is LAN 2. Then compulsory you have to use one more device. What is that device? Router. Without that, you cannot communicate. If they are in the same place and at the same network, then you don't need the router. Are you understanding, everyone? If the devices are at one place, same place, and they are in the same network, then you don't need to connect the router. But when the devices are at different places and in different network, compulsory you have to use one more device called router, which has to be connected again to the switch. So here, now physical cable is not possible. So here this router will be connected with the help of what? Internet. So you should have internet at India office and internet as the US office. Then only they will get connected. Otherwise, you have to use the some connectivity, physical wire. Can you use from India to US? No. So at that time, compulsory you have to use what? Internet. So through the internet, we will get connected. Then between different network, which are at different places, we need to connect at our office, one router. Then we can communicate from a branch office to the head office, or the US office to the India office. Are you following? Okay. So this is about the difference between hub, switch and router. So this is the difference between hub, switch and router. Now we will go to the next topic. Now we'll go to the next topic, that is types of networks. So how many types of networks are there? So these types of networks is designed, are classified based on where the connected devices are present. So based on connected devices are present in which location, where they are present, the network is defined. So how many types of networks are there? Yes, anyone? So I got one answer, 2 types. Okay, the actual answer, theoretically speaking, it is 3 types. So how many types of networks we have? Theoretically speaking, 3 types, but practically we are working on 2 networks, that is LAN and WAN. Nobody is using now MAN. Yes, very nice. So now we will see the types of network. So now we are discussing about types of networks. So how many types of networks we have? How many types of networks we have? 3 types. What are they? So these networks, types of networks are how many types? How many types of networks we have? 3 types. So this has been defined based on where your connected devices are there. So the classification or the categorization of the network is based on where these connected devices are present. So how many types of networks we have? Three types. What are they? Theoretically speaking, three types. One is local area network. In short, you can say LAN. In short, you can say LAN. LAN full form, local area network. So local area network means when all our connected devices are present at the same place, same geographical location. So this type of network is called LAN. When you are connected, network means interconnection of devices. So when your interconnected devices all are present at the same location, then that network comes under LAN. But suppose some of your devices are connected at one place and some of devices are present in some other place. Like you have branches, your company is having branches. Then some devices it at one branch and some other devices in other branch. So that type of network comes under what? Metropolitan area network, metropolitan area network. That is called MAN. But that offices need to be present within the same city. Means, like example, your branch is present in Hyderabad, within the Hyderabad only. Like one office in Banjara Hills, another office in Secunderabad. So that type of network used to be called as metropolitan area within the same cities, or you can say within the radius of 30 kilometers. So they used to use one lease line. So, but they used to have one cable, direct cable, with the help of the lease line, one from one office to the other, lease through the lease line. So that type of connectivity used to be called metropolitan area network. The and okay, so when there some devices are at one place, another at another place, which might be at any distance, then that comes under WAN. WAN full form, wide area network. In short, you can say WAN. So it can be at any distance. So here, these devices are connected here by using the internet because cable is not possible. You have to use the internet. So this is the three types of networks. So these networks are classified based on your connected device are present where. If they are present at the same location, then that network is called LAN. If they are at different, your connected devices are present in different location, but within the radius of some 30 kilometers, then it comes under MAN. But now, practically speaking, we are working only on two networks, either LAN or WAN. Now here, these devices will be connected here through what? Switch. Okay, so did you understood these three different types of networks? So if you want the clarity, you can see here, the presentation here, you see here. So some of the uh, your connected devices present at all the devices are present at one place only within the same location. So this type of connectivity of devices which are present at the same location, it's called as local area network. But say suppose some of the devices are here and some of them here. So those people who are from Hyderabad, you might be knowing this. So So here you can see some devices are at Banjaral, some other at Secunderabad. So within the same city. So they used to connect with the help of the lease line. So this is called MAN. But now some devices are India. Example, some in US. Can you have the lease line? No. So compulsory you have to use the internet. And you have to use at your office what? One router. When the devices are in different network and different places. Compulsory, in addition to switch, you have to use also the router. So I hope you are understanding now the difference between these three types of networks. Everybody understood? Okay, fine. So now if you understood this type of network, now you tell me this course which we are discussing, MCSE with Linux, it comes under which network? Tell me. If you understood, you tell me. So this MCSE course is based on which network now? Yes, Jyoti, you are very nice. Your answer is nice. Some of them are saying, so you understood completely. So please remember others, this local area network. So our course, which is MCSE, is completely based on MCSE with Linux. So this course is completely based on LAN. This course is completely based on LAN. And once you do this course, in this course, you will be controlling and managing the computers or the devices or the users which are present at same location. So here, all the devices will be present at the same location. So you will be controlling and managing them in the MCSE course through the LAN. So please remember. So this MCSE course is based on local area network. So we will be discussing this MCSE course on LAN. So you can say here, this MCSE course is based on LAN. So in the MCSE course, you will be controlling and managing all the devices with the help of the operating system. So in MCSE, you will be controlling and managing all the devices, controlling and managing all the devices which are present in your same location. So you will be managing all the devices with the help of, so controlling and managing the devices here is done with the help of operating system in MCSE course. Which operating system? Server operating system. So that's why when you do this course, your designation will be system administrator. So this course is designed to make us work like a system administrator. So when you do the MCSE course, you will be working on the operating system, server operating system. So once you able to control and manage the users using this operating system, all the devices which are present at same location. So you are controlling and managing all devices with the help of server operating system. Then your designation will be system administrator. So once you do this course, you will be working like a system administrator. Then when you are working on WAN, so here this course is designed for CCNA, WAN. So in CCNA, you will be working on different network. You will be working on different network. So when you are working in different network, you have to use what? Router. So the person who works on router, your designation will be configuration of routers and enabling the communication between different network. So that is done with router. So once you do this course, you will be working like a network administrator. I know immediately your question will be in which the job opportunities will be more, because we Indian will never say our interest, will be just thinking about first about the job. So I can say you only one thing as per my experience and my like knowledge. In whatever field you choose, in every field career will be there. Whether you, like people generally after the 10th, they'll just see the market demand is good for the engineering or medicine, they'll go there. But if you are good enough through the CEC or MSc, you also have a good career. Like you can become the chartered accountant or any person. So what I can suggest is that every field have its own requirement, its own demand. We have to become good in whatever field you choose. So if you become good enough, definitely opportunities will come to you. So whichever field you choose, whichever field you like, you become good in that. Definitely the opportunities will come to you. So once you become good and acquire the knowledge in any field, definitely you will get the opportunities. More better you will become, more opportunities, better opportunities comes to you. So never run after the courses which is having the demand for the job. Whatever course you do it properly and get the good knowledge, job will come to you. So whatever you do with wholehearted and acquire the good knowledge, definitely the opportunities will come to you. Every field have their own advantages. Every field will have the requirement. So if only people are working on same network, who will look after different network? If people are working only on different network, who will look after the people who are working employees? In every companies, hundreds of employees will be working. So there will be demand for everybody. We need to make ourselves good enough so that we can work on our domain, whichever we have selected. Okay. So understood the concept till now, whatever we have discussed. So this MCSE course is designed to work as like a system administrator. So what we will be doing, we'll be managing the devices or the users which are present in same geographical location using the server operating system. So that's why our designation will be system administrator. I hope you are getting the clarity. Yes. So now the last thing for today will be how to install this server operating system. See, salary is immediately the salary. So it depends. If you are a fresher, you can expect starting salary depends on which type of company you got the job. If it is MNC, your salary will be little bit high. If you got a in local companies, then your salary will be less, but it will be starting around like depending upon the companies between 10 to 15 like that. For system admin. For network administrator also will be similar. The difference of here and there to 2000, like maybe 12 to 15, something like that. Okay. If you have the experience, based on how many years experience, the salary will be more. Yes. So I said, opportunities will be there in every field. All the fields require the persons. So whatever field you like or you have the interest in that, you concentrate and become good. Definitely you will get the opportunities and you'll get the job. Okay. So now the last thing for today, that is how to install this server operating system. So just give me a minute. My battery become low, so I need to connect it. Okay. So shall we start the last topic for today? That is how to install this 2012 R2, which is a service pack, which is a very good OS. Okay. Okay, fine. So now let me start with the installation. So how you will be doing this practical means. So for that, you require first of all on your machine, you need to install the VMware. So I think everybody might be having desktop or laptop. So minimum hardware requirement is if you have 8 GB RAM, it is good. If it is 4 GB, you can work, but it will be little bit slow. Then you can have any processor starting from the I series, like i3 also, RFI. The better series is better, faster it will work. And if you have normal hard disk, no problem. But if you have SSD hard disk, it will work more faster. So these are the three important things you have to remember. RAM, processor, and the hard disk. So I think everybody might be having the laptop or the desktop beginning with the I series. So you can do it. So for that, what you have to do, first of all, you have to install the VMware. So I have made one file. So because once we will get the final list of the people who are joined for this course, to them, I'll be sending you within 1 or 2 days this file. So today you just manage here. So first you need to download the VMware. So if you are already downloaded, no problem. And the people who don't have the VMware, for you, I'm giving you the VMware 15 version. So I put it this VMware 15 on my Google Drive. From that you can download it. So I'm giving you the link from where you can download the VMware from my Google Drive with the keys. So when you're installing it, just download it. For installing, just go to the setup file, double click it, just read it and next, nothing you have to do. It will ask the keys. So I'm giving you the 3 keys. Out of the 3, you give any one of this key. So this is a cracked version of VMware 15. So I'm copying this and pasting in your chat box. So once I close the session, this will be gone. So what you do, you copy this from your chat box to the notepad or to the WordPad on your machine. So please, this is the link I'm giving you from where you can download the VMware. This is the link with the keys. So all of you first copy this link with the keys and put it on the notepad or WordPad of your machine. So just copy this link, put it in the URL. You will go to my Google Drive link. From there you can download the VMware. After downloading the VMware, you install the VMware. It is very easy to install it. Just go to the setup file, double click, next, install. It will ask the key, you give it. So once it is downloaded and install it, you will get the icon on your desktop like here. I already downloaded and installed it. It will appear like this. Then after that, you want VMware 16 also, because this was given to me by one of the student only. So if you want that also, I'm giving you that also. Whichever you want, you do it. But this 16 I did not put it in my Google Drive. So he has given me one link. From there you can download. So those who need the VMware 16 also, I'm pasting it in the chat box. So please copy this. And anyhow, this file I'll be giving you after 1 or 2 days. In everything in this file, all the practicals are there from first day to last day. I'll be giving you this file once I get the list. Then after that, what you have to do, you have to download the OS. So I'm giving you the link, 2 links I'm giving you. In one of the link, directly you can download. And in the other link, you have to give some detail. So just check that, in which it is not asking that detail. You just copy, go to that URL, paste that link, and you can start downloading the 2012 R2. So that link also I'm giving you on the chat box. So headings are written, so don't get confused. So for VMware, I have written VMware. For operating system, I have written operating system. And if anybody want to go to this site, you can also go to this site. It is also a very good site to download anything. Get into PC. So what you have to do, first you need to download the VMware from my Google Drive or the link. Then download the this Windows 2012 R2 from the links which I have given you. 2 links I have given. So all of you please copy this operating system and VMware link and paste it on your notepad or WordPad. And after the session, whenever you find the time, you download these 2 things, VMware and this 2012 server R2 operating system. Then after downloading the VMware and this 2012 server operating system, you install the VMware. How to install it? Very easy. Everybody might be knowing. So once you install it, it will appear as an icon on your desktop. After that, what you have to do, I'm showing you. First, download the VMware and install it. Then download the 2012 R2 OS. Then after that, once you install the VMware, you create one virtual machine. So how to create the virtual machine, I'm showing you. You please see here. So after installing the VMware, create one virtual machine. So how to create the virtual machine? One. Now we need to create one virtual machine. So how to create the virtual machine? After installing, after downloading the VMware, I'm repeating, you have to install it. Once you install, this icon will appear on the desktop. I given you the link from where you have to download. After downloading, install the VMware. Then what you have to do? Create a new virtual machine. So first, before installing the OS, you have to create one virtual machine through the VMware. So how to create this? So click on create a new virtual machine. Then you'll get these two options, typical and custom. Then go to the typical, then click on next. Now here select the option, third option. Don't use the second option. I repeat, to create the virtual machine, go to the typical. Then select here third option. I will install the operating system later. Naturally, VMware 16 will be better, but 15 also is not a bad. You can use any one. So then go to the I will install the operating system later. Then click on next. Now it will ask you which OS you want to install. So if you are installing the Windows, Microsoft Windows, then here it will be showing you the option Windows 10. That is a client OS, but we want server OS. So you just open this. You will find here 2012 R2. For R2 is not written. So you can see here Windows 2012 you can select for R2. Then 2012 you select, then click on next. Now it will ask you whatever name you want to give it. You can give it, or later also you can change it. Now you can install this in any drive, either C drive, D drive, E drive, wherever you have space. I have enough space in E drive. So I'm going to the browse and selecting E drive. Now here, I'm putting one folder for my own easy understanding purpose. So like I'm giving this morning batch. One folder is created. So now this OS will be installed in the E drive in the folder called morning batch. So how much space it is taking? 60. It's very huge space. So you can work even with less than 60. So 30 GB is more than enough. 30 GB is more than enough. Then give the size 30 GB. Then before finishing, I'll show you one more time till now whatever we have done. So this is not the installation. We are creating first a virtual machine. So first install the VMware, then after installing the VMware, create one virtual machine like this. Double click on that VMware. You will get this. Create a new virtual machine, then typical select, then select the third option. I will install the operating system. Then select here Windows in that Windows 2012. Then after that, you go to the next. Then select here where you want to install this virtual machine. Give the size of 30 GB is enough. Then go to next. Before finish, you go to the customize hardware. Go to the before finish, go to the customize hardware. Click on CD DVD. Select the CD DVD. Then go to this. We are installing the OS through ISO image. So go to the CD DVD. Under that, select the ISO image. Now where you have downloaded the ISO image, I have given you the ISO image link, no? To download the 2012 server operating system. So I already downloaded in D drive. So in your case, wherever you are downloaded, you go there, select that OS like Windows 2012 R2, then open. The path is given. In the path is given. Now say finish. The virtual machine is created. Finish. Now suppose you click the finish by mistake without giving the path, then also you can give. How you to give? If you have forgotten to give the path and you click on finish, you right click on that, go to the settings, right click on the OS, go to the setting. Now you can select CD DVD, use ISO image, give the path and say OK. After finishing also you can give the path. Now virtual machine is ready. Now we have to proceed with the installation. So have you understood up to this, everybody, how to create virtual machine? Okay, so if you understood, now I'm starting the installation. How to install the 2012 R2? It is exactly similar like whether when you install Windows 7 or Windows 8 or 10, same. Just power on. To start the installation, click on power on. Now the OS will get loaded. Just 3-4 steps are there over installation. Now it will first ask what is the language you want to use while doing the installation. So whichever language you are comfortable, you can select it. By default, it is English. So we are all comfortable with this. So you can go with the next. Now it is asking, do you want to install the OS or repair the OS? Repair means if it is already installed. Now we are installing it. So click on install now. So first select the language, install now. Now select here, 4 options are there. So if you select the first option, the OS will work in text mode. You will get only black screen. You cannot work with the graphical. So select the second option, server with GUI. So use the standard edition. Second option, server with GUI. Don't use the server core. Server core means you will work only in text mode. Graphical interface you will not get. So to get the graphical interface, you have to select server with GUI, standard edition, second option. So I repeat, select the second option, server with GUI, standard edition. Then click on next. Now it will ask us to accept. Without that, we cannot proceed. So I accept the license. Then click on next. Now here you are getting 2 options. You want to upgrade the OS or install it. We want to install the OS. So click on the second option. I repeat, we want to install the OS. So go to the second option, that is install the Windows. Now how much size we are given? 30. In 30 GB, this OS will be installed. So click on next. Now the OS will get installed. So it will take some time. Once it get 100%, automatically it will restart. Over installation. So now while this installation is going on, one user will be created. That user is called administrator. We need to assign the password. So for that administrator password in Windows, for security reason, they have given the password length should be minimum 7 character. And in that 7 character, that password should consist of 3 things. The password should be consist of 3 things: alphabets, numerical number, and at least one minimum special character. Then only the password will be accepted. So I repeat, when we are giving the password to the administrator, the password length of the administrator should be minimum 7 character, not less than 7. You can give more than 7. But in that 7 character, the password should be consist of alphabet, numerical number, and at least one special character. So what I'll suggest you, when you are giving the password, before you give the password, you write it in some page or some notebook. What password you are giving? The combination of 3. Or otherwise, you write your name @123 like that. Because if you forget the admin password, it is a very complicated and lengthy process to reset that password. So better, before you give the password, you write some simple thing on some page, note down that, then give the password. Like generally, we will not forget our name. So you write your name @123, something like that. Now almost 70% is over. So it may take 1 more minute to finish the installation. So just please wait. After that, it will automatically restart and it will ask the admin password. So I'll show you that. After that, the session will be completed. So you will be getting the recording maximum around afternoon time. You can just check your mail. One link will be given to you. So go to that link and download the session, because that on that link that session will be there for maximum 1 or 2 days. So what you have to do, every day you download, you will be provided one link. You go to that link, from that link you download the everyday recording session. So once you download it, that session recording will be there with you forever. So every day one link will be given to you or in your Gmail ID which you are given to us. On that link you just go and click and download the everyday session recording. Now the installation is completed. Now it will ask us to give the administrator password. Now see here, it is asking the password of the administrator. So here I'm giving some character as a password, which I can't forget or which I'll not forget. That type of password I'm assigned. So regularly I'm using this password, zoom_123. So here you see alphabet is there, number is there, special character is there. So it will accept. So I'm giving zoom and confirm it, zoom_123. So if it is correct, it will accept. Oh, installation is completed. So with this, now once the installation is completed, how you will switch off this machine? Click here. You will get the option power off. Power. Now whenever you want to on this, click here, power on. So this is so simple in VMware. So with this, we are done with today's session. So I hope you understood that today's session. So you don't install the server OS on your machine directly. You first install the VMware. Please don't do it directly on your machine. First install the VMware. On VMware, you install the server operating system. So see here, my OS, my laptop OS is Windows 10 client OS. On that client OS, what I did, I installed the VMware. That is the advantage. On the VMware, we will install the 2012 server operating system, because in the coming days session, we need to install one more machine, one more server OS to do the practical, because everything is domain model. So you will do from one server and you will check the output from client. So you do through the VMware, don't do directly on the machine. Are you understanding, everybody? So do it on the VMware, not on physical machine. Okay, so that brings to the end of our today's session. So that's it for today. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow. So those who understood, you can leave for today. If anybody have any question or query, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will close the session. Yes, okay, everybody. So can I close this session, or do you have any doubts or any questions? So can I close the session then if you don't have any questions? Okay, thank you. I'm closing this session. Thank you, everybody.